Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chapple Show, and today I'm going to be showing you what it takes to make $1 million in 3 different ways. I'm going to go over them. So anyways, let's get started. Generally speaking, there's 3 ways that people go about building wealth. And today we're going to be talking about the very first one, which is kind of the quickest way that you can increase your income. So what is that? Well, as you can probably tell by this, it is sales/business. Now, this is a very uncommon one for the average person. Like only 5 to 10% of the population actually gets into business, self-employment, that sort of stuff. Most people will fall into the next 2 ones I'm going to talk about, but we have to cover sales and business because this is by far the fastest way for you to make $1 million. Now, you can do this in a year. I actually know someone who has actually made $1 million through sales in a year. About a decade older than me, so they have some more experience. But still, it's a very quick way that you can earn some money. So what would it take for you to earn $1 million? Well, let's just kind of go over this. Now, this can be done through you building your own business. It could be through a commission sales job. It can be through affiliate marketing. It could be through whatever, right? It could even be through, stocks, like buying and selling stocks, day trading, whatever the hell you want, right? So I'll just give you some numbers here. So if you wanted to make $1 million, then you would have to, I'll just give you some examples. This is clients and customers here, price we have over here. So you would need, it's just simple math here, 5,000 clients and charge them roughly $200 each. Then let's see, I have 2,000 customers and $500 each. We have 1,000 would be $1,000 each, obviously. That's simple math. And I think that we'll do one more. We'll do 300 people and charge them each $3,333. So why am I kind of giving you this example here? Well, it's kind of show you what you would need to do, what you would need to sell, what kind of price points you would need in order for you to make that much money. And let's just say, I'll include one more. Let's just say you wanted to do a $5 product, okay? You wanted to sell something online for $5, right? Guess how many of them you'd have to sell? You'd have to sell them to 200,000 people. When I look at this example, like how to make $1 million through sales, through online business, one of the best examples is seriously like network marketers, affiliate marketers, stuff like that. And like a good example that I like to use, because he actually posts his numbers on his website, is actually Tai Lopez. Now, people hate him, some people like him, whatever. But he actually posts how many people have bought his product. And so just to give you an example here, he sells one product for $67 American. Let's just say $70, right? $70 American, and he has almost 200,000 people that bought it in about 2 years. So doing the math right there, almost 200,000 people, $70 each, that's $14 million. And that's not even including all the other stuff that he does. So that's just an example of what Tai Lopez did. He had 200,000 customers, but he sold a $70 product. And actually a good example of this was a good example of like picking your price point was actually, I just read a book. It was Kevin O'Leary's The Cold, Hard Truth. And he talked about the price versus the volume of stuff that you sell. And so I'll give you an example of what he did. So Kevin O'Leary, the Shark Tank investor, he had this educational software company. I think it was called Mattel at the time, and then he transitioned it to the learning company. He sold it. And they sold this educational package for about $70 per package, right? And they were doing well. They were making, tens of millions, $100 million in revenue, which is great, right? That's a really good company. And then he had this meeting with a guy named Sam Walton, and he was the head of Walmart. So Walmart, as you know, they're known for their low prices, right? So Kevin O'Leary had this meeting with Sam Walton. Kevin O'Leary really wanted to get into all the Walmart stores and sell this $70 product at the very front of Walmart. And Sam Walton said, you know what? Okay, I can let you in all of our stores, but you got to knock down your price to $20. Whoa! So Kevin O'Leary's like, he didn't want to do it, but then he didn't even know if he could do it, if he could somehow get down the price of his package to actually $20. But then he kind of thought about it like, look, I can make, I don't know, if I can make $20 a package, or $20 per sale like I am now, or I can make $5 per sale now and sell it to 10 times as many people, then it's totally worth it. So what he did was he ended up doing that. They ended up cutting some costs too to lower the price of the packet of making the package. And it went into Walmart. Millions of people bought it, made $1 billion company, sold it, and that's it. That's how Kevin O'Leary made his money. It was pretty much going through Walmart. His company became a giant. So that's something to think about when determining your price point. Are you going after volume or quantity of stuff you sell, or are you going after like maybe just trying to go after one, like a real estate agent? For example, like I know a lot of people that I work with, they only do one sale every 3 months, some of them. But that one sale can be 50 grand. They can make 50 grand off it. I know I'd say the average real estate person that's working full time usually does like one small deal a month, roughly, just enough to pay the bills, just make 3 or 4 grand on a deal, move on. But some of the big ones out there, they can do 50 grand on a deal, and multi-million-dollar properties, easy. So what would you prefer? Would you prefer to kind of, sell a product online in a retail store to millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people, tens of thousands of people? Or would you rather, just try and get one expensive, like another one, like life coaching or something like that, or motivational speaking? I mean, there's a lot of motivational speakers out there, people don't know this, that they charge, like a good motivational speaker will easily make $10,000 to $50,000 for an hour. Unless you're Hillary Clinton, then she gets like, what, $250,000 from the banks? But yeah, most motivational speakers out there get, 10 to 50 grand for an hour. And that's it. They can do one of those a week, 1 or 2 or 3 of those a month, whatever. And then that's how they make a lot of money. And now usually the reason why that they're so in demand is because, they've built a business, or maybe they're on TV or whatever. They have other sorts of skills that they like to share with people. But that's just, some perspective. Like you can make $10,000 once a week, or you can make, $1,000 a day or $500 a day, for over the course of a year. Like there's different ways that you can make money. So which one do you think would work best for you? And seriously, leave a comment. Would you rather, sell a product to 1 million people for cheap, or sell a product to 1,000 people and it's, a lot more expensive? And you know what? This video is a little bit longer than I would have liked. So I think I'm going to make the next 2 parts as separate videos. So stay tuned for those. Click them. They're probably on the side or somewhere in the description or whatever. So go check them out. I'm going to show you the next 2 ways that people make $1 million. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.